And if you're new to the show, I'm your licensed health insurance broker. You can email me questions at jill@rsvp.com, again, 65.com. Again, email me, jill@rsvp65.com. I want to hear from you. We are grateful for you listening. We have a great show today. Our guest on Jill's Hero in the second half hour of the show is someone you definitely want to listen to. We have our health feature segment, but first, we will start with our inspirational quote for the day. And we also have Jack Woltz. I just want to introduce, this is our first reoccurring guest here on the Jill Nelson Show. Jack, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it.
Happy Watermelon Day, people.
Happy Watermelon
Happy Watermelon Day, Jack.
It's always crazy to me that they can invent how to make a watermelon without seeds, but they can't cure cancer. Maybe one day.
True.
But anyway, all right, let's start with the positive quote of the day. And then Jack has some sports stories for us and some positive stories for us too. Okay. So here's the positive quote of the day. Forgiveness is the only way to heal. We can choose to forgive because we feel compassion for ourselves. That is Don Miguel Ruiz. He wrote the 4 agreements. And I'm gonna read that one more time. Forgiveness is the only way to heal. We can choose to forgive because we feel compassion for ourselves. And a lot of times you think, well, if I forgive, that means I'm forgiving the other person. But actually, you're helping yourself by forgiving them. Does that make sense? All right. So let's talk a little bit about sports and positive stories. Jack, so you are going to give us some updates on some sports and positive stories. What do you got for us?
Okay, first I'll go through the positive stories. So, news list for today. Story number 1. A Houston woman spent 3 days crawling in storm drains to save puppies.
Wait a minute. She crawled in storm drains to save puppies.
Yes, that is.
Oh, I got to tell you.
Wow.
I think if you heard puppies in a storm drain, would you crawl in there and get them?
Storm drains are dangerous.
They are really dangerous. And not only that, it would probably, I wonder how far back they were.
Yeah, that's definitely goes into the thinking.
I think that's a key component. But I love that she did that. And I'm sure they're all obviously saved because she went in there.
Well, yeah.
Who doesn't love good puppy stories?
Yeah, puppy stories, those are the ones that if you see, you can't pass them up.
You can't.
Mm-mm. I love a good puppy story.
I know.
Doesn't everybody?
I also love a good Jack Woltz.
Oh, thank you. So, here's the story. So the woman, Clemens, whose name comes from her marriage with the son of legendary Yankees pitcher Roger Clemens, in fact, was minding her business when she received a call from a concerned citizen on Wednesday night. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So they've got a concern call. All
right. So the citizen then told her that 3 puppies fell down a storm drain in the neighborhood of Spring Branch.
Oh.
So somewhere near Houston, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because by the time it was Friday, Clemens and a devoted group of volunteers, along with her own dog, had already saved 2 of the puppies.
That's insane.
Yeah. We should be grateful for people like that.
We really should. That's awesome. I love that story.
But despite having already found 2, she was determined enough to go back on a Saturday night to go find the last one.
That's amazing.
And for me, I don't really want to do anything on Saturdays. Like, Saturdays are just a free day for everybody, I feel like. So that on top of that, too, just takes a lot of courage to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet she just started losing sleep over it. And she was like, I can't do this. I got to go get them.
Yeah.
She should join the fire department.
Yeah, she should. And thanks to the city of Houston for unlocking more drains, she was able to find the last one safe and sound.
Oh, my gosh. So they really were in there.
Yeah.
Like really, really, really in there.
I'm assuming they were really in there, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if they had to open up other drains, they were down there exploring.
Yeah, they were probably way down there.
Like little puppies do.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got for me, Jack?
Okay, so for story number 2, a woman gets diagnosed with cancer 2 months after she met her boyfriend. But in a shocking turn of events, the doctors saw their love story unfold and played a role in their wedding.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh, I need more details.
Well, I have the details right here. So, on their first date, Sherry Shaw and Bill James braved a storm together.
Okay.
Quite literally.
Uh-huh.
So, they were on their first date but they were unaware a big storm was heading towards North Carolina, where they were. Guess this is some sort of a local story, so that's nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
always.
They were unaware of it, so they decided to go to lunch and the movies for the day.
Mhm.
Eventually, lunch and movies turned into dinner and dessert, and they just talked for hours, and they just clicked, I guess, as
Apparently.
some people do. So
Yeah. That's a long time. That's a long date.
Yeah.
yeah, but they were both still not realizing the storm growing around them.
Uh-huh.
So despite the bad weather, it did not stop them from having a great date and just kind of clicking,
Right.
finding chemistry together. So, but little did they know, 2 months into their relationship, another storm rolled in. So,
And that storm was cancer.
yes,
And then the doctor gets involved somehow.
yes. So, Sherry, who is now 70, got diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
This caused problems in their relationship as well, because James, the husband, has always dreamed of traveling the world. So Sherry suggested they divorced, and so James could travel the world and she deal with cancer.
Oh, wow.
But James refused to leave her side,
Oh,
like any
good.
good husband would. So good for
Yeah.
him. He's a good husband.
That's amazing.
That's an amazing. We need more people like this in the world, I feel like.
Yeah.
We really do.
Just stick through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
That's
abandon ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
don't
what
abandon
That's
ship.
what families do, right?
Yeah, that's what families do.
And I got to tell you, if you chose the latter and chose to travel the world, I bet he would have been miserable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he would have been doing was thinking about her at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks to the doctors, she received treatment.
Oh, good. Is she healed?
Yes, she is healed. And then in 2021, they could finally get married.
Oh, good.
So long delayed, but I guess it worked out. So, and to their surprise, the doctors played a role in their wedding. So
How?
I'm assuming what do you call it again?
What, like the person who marries them?
No,
Or just they were
best
part,
man, I'm assuming, maybe.
best
Best
man.
man,
They were part of
best
the wedding.
woman.
They were part of the
Yeah.
wedding. Yeah,
like part of the reception or something.
Well, it's interesting because when you have situations like that are just so detrimental to your health and to your life, and it just affects you so deeply, you become really, really, really close with these doctors. And I know that doctors become close with their patients, but I think, and they try to keep, a healthy distance, but I think some patients kind of, weigh on people's hearts a little bit extra than others.
Well, Sherry herself said that they should came. She was glad they came because she felt like that the doctors played a big role in her life, obviously. So it was only right if they saw how far they've came, and so they could be proud of their work and how they saved them. So,
That's amazing. That's a great story. All right, so let's talk a little bit about sports, Jack.
okay.
So I know that there's not a super amount of sports going on. It's kind of like that dead time. The Women's World Cup is there World Cup going on, or women's soccer?
The qualifiers just finished up. The USA will be moving on after tying with Portugal 0-0.
Oh, that's great
The
news.
team does agree that they didn't give it their best effort, I feel like, but nonetheless they will be moving on.
Yeah.
So,
Why do you think they didn't give it their best effort?
I don't know. I mean, the USA,
They in a summer
the women's
slump?
soccer team, I feel like there are always big expectations backing up such a team. 'Cause
Yeah.
massive country, massive fame, Alex Morgan and Megan Rapinoe and all those famous people.
Well, and there's
that
been
have
a
had
little controversy surrounding them. They've really fought for equal
success
pay.
in the past.
Yeah.
So I guess, well, it's good to know that they think they can do better and realize their mistakes, because that means you'll just come back stronger with more passion. And you just wanna win
Bingo.
more. So
That's precisely right. And I'll tell you what else is I should be knowing more about soccer because I'm coaching soccer in the fall. So tell me some updates so I can be a little bit more in tune with soccer and baseball, because baseball is another big thing in my household.
baseball scores across the board. Okay, so Cardinals beat the Twins 3-7.
Oh, your Cardinals.
Yep. Let's
Cardinals
go.
coming out strong.
The Braves beat the Angels 5-12. My brother was actually at the first game, so
Was he
Oh.
really?
yeah, but that was the one they lost. But nonetheless, it's good to see them win. So
So you didn't blame it on him. You
Yeah, I
jinxed
was gonna say,
No,
was
don't
he
do
good
that.
luck or bad luck?
maybe apparently his bad luck wore off by now. So
Yeah.
good for him.
All right, give us one more score before we have to go out to break.
And the Tigers beat the Pirates 6-3.
Oh, that's amazing. Hey, Jack, you know what else is amazing?
What?
Having you here on the show.
Oh, thank you. I'm just
Yeah.
glad to be here too. It's just fun for me.
Well, I love having you here, and we so appreciate the positive updates, the positive puppy stories, and the scores. We love Jack Woltz, and we
Jack
love you
is
listening.
so talented.
I
thank
know.
you.
I'm telling you, he's the
Thank you.
next big star in radio.
Yeah.
Keep listening to Jack Woltz. You need to know that name.
Mhm.
All right, you are listening to the Jill Nelson Show on WSJS.com. Our WSJS News Talk Sports for the Triad. Stay tuned. We've got more.
Hi.
How you doing, Burrow? How's it going?
Hi, folks. Brian Kilmeade here.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? What's up, buddy?
I'm so excited to bring the latest breaking news, sports, politics, and entertainment.
Love the show. Love the show. I listen to you religiously.
To High Point, to Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and beyond.
Big fan.
Yeah, I've been a fan for so long.
Heck yeah.
Join me this morning at 10 right here on your home for the Brian Kilmeade Show.
I love your show, man.
Love it.
News, talk, sports for the Triad, WSJS.
You the man.
Oh, yeah.
The Winston-Salem Fairgrounds presents Morris Day in the Time. Saturday night, August 19th at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex. One big night of iconic funk, soul, and R&B with Morris Day in the Time. Don't miss out on your night of jungle love. Get your tickets now at WSFairgrounds.com.
Attention buyers, Torrance Reed and Forehand Auctions invites you to our premier real estate auction in Danville, a beautifully renovated tobacco building in the heart of Danville's scenic River District. Over 23,000 square feet of office, warehouse, and manufacturing space with loading dock, updated electric, HVAC, modern elevator, and private parking lot. Perfect for your commercial needs or to convert to multifamily. The auction will be held August 16th at Danville's Institute for Advanced Learning and Research. For details, visit trfauctions.com.
Do you shag? Saturday, August 5th, the Winston-Salem Dash will rebrand to the Winston-Salem Shag, presented by Destination North Myrtle Beach. The team will take the field in specialty jerseys and caps that will be available for auction. They're lean, green, and mean. They're the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Join the Dash on Sunday, August 6th, as Truist Stadium becomes a TMNT playground. Every Friday and Saturday includes fireworks post-game. Tickets are on sale now.
The word is out. People are abandoning their overpriced wireless carriers and flocking to Pure Talk for the same 5G coverage, but at a fraction of the price. In fact, the average family saves over $800 a year when switching from Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. Just dial pound 250 and say, switch now to save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 and say, switch now.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need, indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign, and we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning from Jeffrey Griffin on Triad Today.
And welcome back. I'm Jill Nelson. You are listening to the Jill Nelson Show on WSJS News Talk Sports for the Triad. We can be heard over the air or online at WSJS.com or on my website, RSVP65.com. I also love getting emails from you, Jill at RSVP65.com. Shoot me an email. All right. So we are talking about health insurance and something that the government does, specifically CMS, which is the acronym for Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. And that is the federal entity that regulates Medicare, as they send out mailings to everyone who is in that Medicare and Medicaid range to either receive services or is getting services. And so I like to do a little digging, okay? I like to go and find the footnotes and read those little disclaimers that no one ever reads or looks at because I'm a dork. So I found online actually a guide to consumer mailings that CMS will be sending you this year in 2023 and 2024. So I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek of what's going to be coming to your mailbox and what you can anticipate, because I know that when you turn 65 and you're 65 and older, you are getting a ton of mail. And here's why I know that. The reason I know that is because I have clients who come to me and they bring in a pile of mail and they have me go through it and they say, what is important and what can I throw away? And I will tell you, 99% of what you receive, you can throw away. So here's what CMS is going to send you. All right. First of all, and I'm going to tell you what it is they're sending. Okay. In early September. All right. So this is right around the corner next month. The sender is Social Security. They will be sending a notice to review your eligibility for extra help. Now, this is good, right? If you are eligible for extra help and you can get help paying for your premium, your drug costs, whatever, you want to know if you qualify for extra help. Now, you can do that by going on to ssa.gov. So ssa.gov. That's how you know it's a secure website, because it ends in .gov, right? It's not .com, it's .gov. That's the government website. So Social Security is going to ask you if you are to review if you're eligible for extra help. And that informs people. Now, there are certain people who are selected for this, okay? These are people who they think qualify. And it informs people selected for the review that they should find out if they continue to qualify for extra help. And it also includes an income and resources summary sheet. Okay. And then they're also going to say that you can take action, because they always want you to take action. And you can return an enclosed form, and it is posted paged. They pay for your envelope to be sent back within 30 days. But just so you guys know, you can do this with that mailer, or you can do it right now. And you can go to ssa.gov. I can also help you with this too. You can email me, jill@rsvp65.com, and I can help you with this too. And then when you get that mailer, you can just throw it away and say, I've already got that checked off my list. Okay. Another thing that's coming, so that's early September. Another thing coming in September, because let me just count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that are being set out in September. And this is why, and there's only 4 weeks in September. And this is why people get so inundated with mail and bring stuff into me and ask what's important. Okay. So in September, you will also be getting a mailer that says by September 30th, people will get a notice from their current plan outlining 2024 formulary benefit design and or premium changes. And that is because there will be ANOC, which is the acronym for Annual Notice of Change. And you will want to review changes with your plan to decide if the plan that you have continues to meet your needs or you need to switch. And I will tell you, the best thing to do is to review your plan, because there are always updates to your plans. There's always other plans that are available and may be better than what you're currently on. And I also tell my clients that the best clients who maximize their potential and maximize their benefits are the ones who check their plans every year, because your health status may have changed, your medications may have changed, but something that definitely changes every year are these plans. And so you need to make sure you're maximizing your benefits and on the best one. Also in September, another mailer that you will be receiving is a Plan LIS rider. So what is that? This is by September 30th. All people who qualify for extra help, again, they're also going to get something in the early September, and then they're getting something again mid-September. And that says by September 30th, all people who qualify for extra help will get an LIS rider from their plan telling them how much help they'll get next year towards their Part D premium, deductible, and co-payments. Okay, so that's a good thing to get, because you want to know how much help you're going to get and how much, or how less you'll pay for that Part D premium, deductible, and co-payments. So this is something you might want to keep or ask. You could ask me about. And this is your plan's evidence of coverage. So you can refer to it if you have questions about your costs. Okay. All right. So also in September, so much mail. There will be a loss of deemed status notice. What does that mean? I'll tell you. The main message to take away from that is that it informs people that they no matter automatically qualify for extra help as of January 1st, 2024. This is not something you necessarily want to receive because it's better to basically get that discount, right? That discount of extra help through Social Security. So that's definitely something, if you get that, you also want to contact, you can contact me about that and just ask, what does that mean? Is there anything that I could do? And make sure that it's actually true, okay? Another thing in September will be a partial LIS promo notice. And that means it notifies people that they qualify for more help paying their Medicare drug coverage costs starting January 2024. That's a great thing to get in the mail because that means that you don't need to do anything to get the additional help with your Medicare costs. And if there are changes to your Medicare drug plan or extra help coverage for 2024, then Medicare will, guess what? Send you another letter letting you know. All right. And then in late September, you get that Medicare new handbook that everyone has and no one wants to read. But that's when I come in and I can give you just a summary of it. All right, you guys, we've got our superhero coming in. He's at least my superhero.
He's mine too.
Oh, he is.
He my boo thing.
All right, you guys, stay tuned. You're listening to WSJS News Talk Sports for the Triad. I'm Jill Nelson. We appreciate you.
The high school football game of the week.
Reedsville wins its third consecutive state title.
Charlotte FC.
Perfection from Charlotte FC.
The NFL.
Hertz will throw it. Touchdown, Eagles.
The Duke Blue Devils.
And the Blue Devil defense is taking over.
And the Triad's best talk.
Hey, everybody. Jeffrey Griffin here.
The Brian Kilmeade Show.
Todd Starden Show.
What's happening? Josh Graham here.
This is Rich Eisen. We are News Talk Sports for the Triad. WSJS.
The Winston-Salem Fairgrounds presents Diamond Rio as part of the Classic Country Concert Series. Friday night, August 18th at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex.
That's how your love makes me feel inside.
CMA's four-time Group of the Year and Grammy Award-winning Diamond Rio.
Oh, the beautiful mess I'm in.
Get your tickets today at WSFairgrounds.com.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. Former President Trump, indicted again by the Biden Justice Department, is due for arraignment in Washington, D.C. later today. Mr. Trump facing 4 counts of conspiracy and obstruction for openly questioning the outcome of the 2020 election. His lawyers say he was engaging in constitutionally protected free speech. The former president contends he is being persecuted for political reasons. After draining it to historic lows, the Biden administration is now dragging its feet on replenishing America's strategic petroleum reserve. That's oil set aside for a national emergency. At least 13 people hurt in South Korea, where police say a man drove his car onto a sidewalk, jumped out, and started stabbing people. The suspect is in custody. On Wall Street, the opening bell has sounded, the Dow down 122. This is SRN News.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful at lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Just the other night, I was asked that question. Well, the owners of Relief Factor tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. That's right, designed to heal, and I agree with them. And the doctors who formulated Relief Factor for them selected the 4 best ingredients, yes, 100% drug-free ingredients, and each one of them helps your body deal with inflammation. Each of the 4 ingredients deals with inflammation from a different metabolic pathway. That's the point. So approaching from 4 different angles may be why so many people find such wonderful relief. If you've got back pain, shoulder, neck, hip, knee, or foot pain from exercise or just getting older, you should order the 3-week quick start, discounted to only $19.95 to see if it'll work for you. It has worked for about 70% of the 500,000 people who've tried it and have ordered more. I'm one of them. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out about this offer. Feel the difference.
With SRN Sports, I'm Michael Harrington. Let's begin with Major League Baseball action from yesterday. In the American League, the Blue Jays finally pick up a win in Toronto.
The Blue Jays earned a 4-1 win over the Orioles by scoring 3 times in the 6th without a hit.
It was a 1-1 deadlock with 2 out and nobody on in the 6th before the Birds allowed 3 straight walks, 2 hit-by pitches, and an error. George Springer snapped an 0 for 35 slump with an RBI single for the Jays, who had dropped 5 straight at home. Yusei Kikuchi improved to 9-3 with 6 innings of 6-hit ball. Grayson Rodriguez was lifted in the 6th and fell to 2-3. The outcome keeps Baltimore atop the AL East by a 1.5 games over the Rays. I'm Dave Ferry.
Elsewhere on the junior circuit yesterday, Texas mauled the White Sox 11-1. It was the Yankees over Tampa Bay 7-2. Mariners 6, Boston 3. Houston down Cleveland by a 3-2 score. This is SRN Sports.
Piedmont Triad area weather, low pressure heading in from the southern plains. That'll bring us some afternoon showers and thunderstorms today. We'll have cloudy skies. That'll keep the temperature in the upper 70s on our afternoon high. Mid 60s, and we have a good chance of rain and thunderstorms for the overnight hours. And then we get clouds and cool temperatures again on Friday. Showers and thunderstorms in the midday and afternoon, and we'll be in the upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS.
News Talk Sports for the Triad.
Driving home, I listen all the way.
WSJS. I like to know what's going on in the world. The station more people in the Triad
It's the station I listen to in the morning.
depend on for information.
Turn it on in the morning and listen to it all day.
Everything you need to start your morning.
It tells me what I need to know when I need to know it.
The Triad station for news, talk, and sports.
Everybody I know listens to you for news.
When it's important to stay informed, it's important to stay with WSJS.
Today on Hey Culligan, smooth skin and soft hair comes from where? Here's Mike.
Hey Culligan, I've tried every conditioner, lotion, and body wash known to man, and my skin still feels like sandpaper.
It could be your water, Mike.
Oh, that's harsh.
More like hard water. Are you interested in smart, high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
Huh?
Want baby smooth skin and soft, luxurious hair?
Yeah, can you hurry? I have a date tonight.
We're already on the way, Mike. Let us help you out with the free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Jeffrey Griffin with Triad today on WSJS.
Welcome back. You are listening to Jill Nelson Show on WSJS News Talk Sports for the Triad. You can be heard over the air or online, and you can always email me. I love getting your emails. Jill at rsvp65.com. Send me an email. I want to answer your questions, and I want to talk to you. All right, so we are here. We are in the next segment. And we are actually here with my superhero, because everyone, I always ask, who are your superheroes? Here is mine. His name is Aaron Berlin. He is actually one of the youngest Superior Court judges in the state of North Carolina. Aaron, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
I really appreciate it. Okay. So, Aaron, we are going to talk a little bit about well, I had some planned questions, but I actually want to ask you something that is currently happening in the news, kind of just get your judicial opinion on this, because when you read information online, you have to decipher what is true, what is not true. And I want to know the truth behind this stuff that's going on with Donald Trump, because they are supposed to arraign him today at 4. Is that correct?
That's what I was just told.
Okay. So can you tell us about the process, what it is and what exactly is going on? Because what you read online is this is going to be shocking to our listeners, but it's not always true. It's not always true what's said online. So can you actually give us the facts, give us the truth, and what's going on with that whole thing today and what we can expect?
Well, it may be shocking, but I don't read or listen to the news a whole lot, because
that's probably what makes you a great Superior Court judge.
I deal with so many things in real life that when it's my off time, I just
because you deal with pretty intense matters on a day-to-day basis, and I can't imagine what that's like, being up there on that bench and having to constantly be so mentally aware every single hour. That feels exhausting to me.
Yeah, no, I think it's one of the best jobs out there, and something that it takes, sort of like, as I was a prosecutor for 12 years and I led the motor vehicle homicide team and prosecuting really tough cases where you had truly innocent victims that could have been any one of us on the street that was killed by an impaired driver or whatnot. And you get in that arena for so long, and you practice per se, and so you get used to those, like you just mentioned, sort of the heaviness of things. And so it's just a different role. So I'm used to the arena, and once you're used to the arena, the spotlights on you. You know, you have, it's a little bit different because instead of having 12 or 13 people, you know, with the alternate jurors looking at you, every move, every word, what are you saying? What are your actions? To being up on the, you know, bench, looking down at everyone, and then just sort of watching them, you know, do their thing. But to answer your question about the Trump stuff, you know, I don't really know a whole lot about what's going on because I haven't read a whole lot, right? If you read one website, they're going to tell you this is all crazy, and one website is going to tell you like he's the worst person ever, right? Like that's just how the different news media outlets want to portray it. But I mean, really, the way it goes, you know, North Carolina, and court systems are different across the state, across the country. So one of the places he has charges in is New York, and the way that they do things there is different than Georgia. You know, there's talks about whether he was going to have charges out of Georgia. But basically, and I just had a question earlier. It's funny how I get just legal questions all the time. It's like, hey, my friend's doing this or whatnot. But the way the grand juries work in North Carolina is they're in secret. And so he was just told, the person just told me that his friend was on a grand jury, and it was shocking to him because the prosecutor didn't come in and tell him all about the case, and because that's what he knew from TV. And the way the grand juries work here is for criminal cases, when someone's going to be charged with a felony, being from murder all the way down to like lower level drug possession, some cocaine, heroin, whatnot, an officer will go in there and actually just give a summary of the evidence. And so there'll be one side of the story, and then the grand jury will decide yes or no. So there's sort of the same type parallels with Trump. What's going on is the grand jury is given one side of the story of, well, here's what we believe happened. We believe that there's probable cause that it did happen, and so there's enough to go forward. Not that there's enough to convict him, not that he's going to be found guilty, but from hearing one version, then there's enough. So that's like, you know, you have your two kids come tell you a story. They just got in a fight. And you hear the first kid comes and tells you all the story, and you're like, oh my gosh, he must have just done something bad. And then you hear the other version, and you're like, wait a minute. Okay, let's figure out how this actually unfolds.
Right, because there's always two sides to a story, and then there's the truth. Yeah. Okay, so tell us a little bit about as a Superior Court judge, because I think when people hear you're a judge, they look at how young you are and they think, oh, that's great. But the thing that's so impressive about you is that you're a Superior Court judge. So can you just tell us kind of the differences within North Carolina, the differences with judges in our state?
Yeah, so generally speaking, so there's small claims court, which is where be your like very, very minor type things, fender bender, where you need to collect on $300,
right?
You know, that you may go to small claims court. That's a magistrate handles those matters. Then district court is the next level. They handle all the misdemeanor crimes, as well as child support with family law. They deal with abuse and juvenile matters, and then any civil case under $25,000. Generally speaking, they have a little more than that, but that's overall.
And then you go to the next level.
Next level is Superior Court, where I'm at, and that is so I deal in the arena of just felony cases but that encompasses murder all the way down to the lower level drug cases and everything in between: drug trafficking, rape, shootings, you know, those, and then any civil cases that are over $25,000. So typically you're going to see bigger civil cases where it may be medical malpractice cases where you have a patient that was injured by a doctor, or you have land disputes, anything that is over $25,000 will come to Superior Court.
And let me ask you, Judge Berlin, that's a lot to have on your plate. How do you not take that home with you?
Working out's a good thing, right? No, I think you just, the drive home.
Right.
The drive home is where you just sort of have your time to decompress, or, or I'll talk to someone on the way home.
Right.
Listen to music, whatever it may be. But you just don't have time to take that home, right? Like when you have kids at home, you can't, they're expecting to see dad. They're expecting to, dad, let's go do whatever, dad, let's go whatever, and go have fun. And they need that. They need the hugs and kisses and all those things.
And that's probably a great distraction for you.
It's great.
So, all right. So the courts were closed during the pandemic. There was a backlog of cases. So how has that all played out? Can you explain that to me? Because I believe the Chief Justice has been involved as well. And just kind of tell us how that's gone, because I'm sure there's a lot of folks out there who are listening who may have had a court case that got delayed, which was extremely frustrating. And so tell us how that has all played out.
Yeah, so Chief Justice Newby has probably been one of his main concerns, is getting the backlog of cases down. And one of the main things he says is, justice delayed is justice denied.
Ooh, isn't that a great line, GP?
Yeah.
And it makes sense too. People want to have their case and heard. And as I tell people every time, whatever your case is involved with is the most important case. So, and I take that with me every time I'm on the bench. And so if someone's there for a lower level felony or a murder case, it doesn't matter. It's the most important case to them.
Right.
And so the pandemic, grinded everything to a halt. I mean, there was no cases getting done, and unfortunately, crime didn't stop.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, civil cases didn't stop. Disputes didn't stop. That stuff kept happening. And but there wasn't any of the resources to get those cases heard. And so one of Justice Newby's main things is to get these backlogs down so that people aren't so frustrated in the court system. But at the same time, court moves slower than you would want it to. And it's so as part of a Superior Court judge, whenever we have jury trials, you have the huge jury pool comes in and you give them introductory remarks and you talk about what's expected of them and how jury selection is going to work and how the case will go. And I'll tell them, I said, how many people out there watch crime TV or some sort of crime television? They all laughed, and 96% of them raised their hand.
Right.
96% raised their hand. And I'll say, yeah, well, so that in those shows, they're now long segments. There's actually 42 minutes of programming. And the crime, the investigation, the jury's selected, the case is done, and sentencing is done, and you get a little extra after that in 42 minutes.
And there's no sound effects in the real real courtroom.
And guess what? So
which is so much more fun, right, GP?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely right.
Yeah.
So we're on minute 30. So
right.
you can see that this is not going to take us. It does not go as quickly as TV.
Yeah.
And that normally actually gets them a little bit feeling more at home and more at ease, because everybody's nervous when they get there.
Right.
It's a new place to them. They don't know what to do. But so with COVID and the backlog, we're really trying to make sure that we dispose of these cases as quickly and as efficiently as we can.
Perfect. All right. So we're going to come back with Judge Berlin and talk about the new courthouse that's coming to Forsyth County.
Yeah, isn't it done?
Hold on. We're going to get some updates.
Okay.
We're going to get some updates.
And I got a question too.
Oh, good. GP's got a question. We always love GP's questions. All right. Thank you all for listening. Stay tuned. You are listening to the Jill Nelson Show, and we love you listening.
Good morning, WSJS listeners. Rich Eisen here from The Rich Eisen Show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello. I hope you're enjoying Triad Today with Jeffrey Griffin.
Turn it up, turn it on, turn it loose.
Be sure to join me later on at 6 for the very best in the world of sports and entertainment, right here on your home for The Rich Eisen Show.
I'm the only rocket, let everybody know you got it.
WSJS News, Talk, Sports for the Triad.
Yeah, get your game on.
Tim McGraw in concert. The Standing Room Only Tour 2024. A night filled with your favorite songs. Spectrum Center, Charlotte, Friday, May 17th, and PNC Arena, Raleigh, June 22nd, 2024. With special guest Carly Pierce. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Don't miss Tim McGraw live in Charlotte and Raleigh.
Mercedes-Benz of Winston-Salem has been locally owned and operated for over 50 years, offering world-class customer service that has helped them earn your business time and time again. If you own a Mercedes, you know it delivers the best. If you don't own a Mercedes, well, you should. Stop in at 691 Jonestown Road today and let them show you their great selection. And be assured, new Mercedes are arriving every week. Mercedes-Benz of Winston-Salem, heavily invested in the community for over 50 years.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, trunk lids, license plate holders, and headlights. They've got lots of headlights. When you need parts, get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. eBay Motors. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When you grill with Kingsford charcoal and add Kingsford garlic, onion, and paprika flavor boosters, your special occasion becomes unforgettable. Wow. Made with 100% real spices, Kingsford garlic, onion, and paprika flavor boosters can be added to any pre-lit charcoal to add a whole new, rich, full-bodied flavor and aroma to your spring grilling. So good. Look for Kingsford charcoal and Kingsford garlic, onion, and paprika flavor boosters for a mouth-watering flavor experience. Kingsford.com.
Good morning. It's Triad Today with Jeffrey Griffin.
That's some good music there, GP. Welcome back. I'm Jill Nelson. You are listening to The Jill Nelson Show on WSJS News Talk Sports for the Triad. All right, so we are here with Judge Aaron Berlin. He is a Superior Court judge. He is actually one of the youngest judges in the state of North Carolina, which is impressive.
Yeah.
All right, so GP, you have a question for Judge Berlin. Do you want to go ahead and ask it?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned about like not taking your work home with you, and I know you're a father, and you know you wear many hats. But with you being in the courtroom, what is the hardest challenge as a judge, and how do you handle it? What's the most challenging thing?
It's a loaded question. Which is a great question. Any question that you get that makes you think. I think for me, the most important thing for me is to treat everyone that comes before me and in the court with respect. And like I got already said, each case that comes in that courtroom is their world, is their most important case. So I just typically have a habit for whoever comes in to always greet that individual to say, "Hey, Mr. Smith, good to see you," something like that. And it's amazing how just little things like that can ease tension and ease pressure in the courtroom. The thing about Superior Court is they're really high stakes, right? So high dollars, high crime equal. I mean, I guess you say high prison time potentially,
right,
at stake. People going to prison for life.
Yeah,
people losing lots of money. So there's there's lots of tension that's in there. You know, family members of the defendant, family members of the victim. And so it's all about trying to manage that courtroom and manage the emotions to make it safe for everyone. And because the deputies are there to keep order, but it's also my job to help them.
Speaking of order, what's the most important order in the courtroom?
Ooh, GP.
I'm sorry.
It's just on fire.
The most important order,
Kobe.
Everybody remain silent. Don't talk so we can get stuff done. That is one thing that for me is important, is that there not be any distractions, any emotion. You know, I tell people all the time, if you go outside, that's fine. You can take it, and you can get, if you need to have to get emotional. Everybody feels that way, but it's just not here in court.
Right.
You got to go outside.
It's not going to be like the Jerry Springer show where people are yelling out from the crowd.
Right.
That's when people start getting in trouble, when it happens like that.
No one wants to get in trouble.
No one wants to get in trouble like that.
All right. So question for you. We've got a new courthouse coming to Forsyth County. And why was this new courthouse so needed? And have you been in it? What does it look like?
I did. I did a tour of the office a tour of it back in May. And picked out my office. So yeah, so I've seen my office, got to pick it out. It's really, really nice. And I think, the courthouse, about the city or county's courthouse, it should be nice because it tells a lot about the county, and it, everybody, that's where everybody in that county goes for court cases. And so it should be somewhere that's nice and prestigious.
And I will tell you, I've been in the current courthouse, and I do not believe it's prestigious
or state of the art.
I'm not a judge, so I can go ahead and say this. You probably can't, but if it's a sign of who Forsyth County is, I would say we're stuck in the 1970s. But this new courthouse, looking from the outside, I haven't been inside yet. It looks extremely, extremely nice.
Wow.
There's different, there's
I mean, people are going to want to come to court. Just kidding. Kind of. But it's really beautiful.
Wow.
Actually, I tell people anytime I see them, I talk about my job. I tell them, I love seeing you outside the courtroom, but don't come see me at my job, because you're either a defendant or a victim or one of those things, and you don't want to be any of those. Right?
Yeah.
So,
don't visit me at work.
Yeah, don't visit me at work.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can visit us at work anytime. GP and I love being here.
Yeah.
All right. So question for you. Who is, because we got limited time here, who is your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero. So I've seen you do your show for a while now.
Thanks for watching.
And I've seen just sort of how you interact with people, and so I'm going to throw a curveball to you. And I'm going to tell you,
I don't like curveballs.
I know people don't like have curveballs thrown for them. But so I'm going to go with you, and I'm going to tell you why, because you highlight other people all the time. And so you tell people, you point out the great things that they do for people. And those to me are great people who want to highlight other people all the time and talk about other people and talk about their things. But people don't know, you don't talk a lot about yourself. So I'll do it. And, you're a single mom of 3, you own your own business, you do your radio show. So, with health insurance company where you're contracted in multiple different agencies. So you're not just one agency.
I got to cut you off.
Oh,
we got to go to break.
That was so nice.
So
Thank you so much. GP, how much time we got?
Oh, you can go ahead and wrap it up.
All right. You've been listening to the Jill Nelson Show on WSJS News Talk Sports with the Triad. For Gregory Peoples and Gray Brendel, I'm Jill Nelson. Until next week.
Say hello, Oinky. When we're not having tea, Oinky listens to music. And look where it's gotten him. I, on the other hand, listen to talk radio. I want to know the forecast. What's up with Wall Street? What are the headlines? That's what I want to know.
People who know what they want. Listen to News Talk Sports for the Triad. WSJS.
Come here, Oinky. Let's discuss pork barrel politics.
Teachers, invaluable, right? Awesome, dependable, and inspirational are other descriptions. Precision Garage Door wants you to think back to your school days, where you'll remember teachers that were not only outstanding, but became mentors and friends of yours through the years. The great folks at Precision Garage Door want to wish our Triad school teachers a fabulous summer in order to recharge. If garage door repairs or an install is needed, so is a discount from Precision Garage Door. Just another way to say thank you. Simply go online to precisiondoornc.com.
It's so delicious, wait till you taste this. Feeling happy in the sunshine, playing football. It's a good time, doing yoga with my best friends. In the classroom with my students. It's amazing, so refreshing. Let me tell you, my body loves Le Bleu.
Find a bottle or a case of Le Bleu ultra pure bottled water at Ingles, Food Lion, Lowe's Foods, Walmart, and now at Publix. Your body will love Le Bleu.
If you're jumping in your car for that last family vacation or driving to the mountains for a weekend getaway, let Haviland Express Lube in Cartersville make your road trip as smooth as possible. Haviland Express Lube offers oil changes, tires, transmission work, brake repair and replacement, North Carolina inspections, and all types of general automotive care. Plus, get your car all shined up before and after your trip with their state-of-the-art car wash. Take care of your car so it can take care of you at Haviland Express Lube and Service, Highway 66 South in Cartersville.
Start your day with a Gondormus biscuit and a steaming cup of coffee. Biscuit King, open at 5 a.m. for breakfast and lunch. Breakfast platters with grits, hash browns, and eggs cooked your way. Pancakes, fluffy omelets, fresh baked biscuits piled high with all your favorites like country ham, sausage, bacon, fried chicken, and pork tenderloin. Drive-through, dine-in, or save time and order online. Biscuit King in Lexington and High Point. Breakfast and lunch all day, every day. You need this in your life. Biscuit King, home of the good Normus biscuit.
Hey, it's Josh Graham here from The Drive, and on this afternoon show, we are going to be broadcasting live from the Wyndham Championship at Sedgefield Country Club. So if you're out for first round action, feel free to drop by at the Margaritaville, and we'll have great guests drop by and, of course, keep you updated on round one action. Listen to The Drive live from the Wyndham right here on WSJS.
All the news that matters and more. WSJS, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point, Burlington. Online at WSJS.com.
Yes, we do have availability. Those dates for how many guests?
Andrea's Boutique Hotel is the destination to tie the knot.
Oh, you want the whole property?
She needs an assistant to catch the bookings bouquets.
249 guests, huh? And 3 dogs.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing. Confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Correspondent Eric Tucker says former president due in court later today to answer the charges he faces for challenging the outcome of the 2020 election.
We're expecting former President Trump to fly into Washington in the hours before his arraignment. He's expected to show up in court where he's likely to be booked and processed.
A process that